Hey guys, we are back and I'm back with Gracie, who is automatically a true crime expert because she is from Washington State. And what is Washington State known for?
Serial killers and coffee.
Exactly. So if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and like and comment. If you are listening on a podcast, make sure to leave us a 5-star review. Thanks. Today, we're going to be talking about a serial killer that time forgot. Gordon Northcott was born in Canada, okay? He's 18 years old, and in 1924, he moves to California with his family. Now, once they're in California, Gordon convinces his dad, Cyrus, to buy him some land. He's going to have a chicken ranch. And he gets his nephew to come and help him, okay? Cyrus, Gordon's father, would eventually spend his life in an asylum where he would commit suicide. But his nephew, Sanford Clark, who helped build the ranch, stays in California with Gordon, as well as Sarah, Gordon's mother. She comes to live on the ranch as well. During this time, and this is in Los Angeles County, so it's in LA County, there is a string of child disappearances, basically. And the police aren't doing great finding answers. They haven't really found anything. There are a handful of people that have gone missing. There's been one body found, and it was actually decapitated. It was found, just the body was found in the road. Yes.
That's gruesome.
So what ends up happening is Sanford's sister ends up coming down to visit. Now, again, they're all from Canada, so she's come down to see how her brother's doing. And while she's there, her brother confides in her that Gordon is abusing him. He's abusing him physically and sexually. Yes. So she goes back to Canada, away from the ranch, and reports it. But because she's in Canada and he's in California, it takes some time. It takes some time for, basically, it's like a horrible game of telephone. It takes some time for it to get to point A, to point B, finally back to Los Angeles County. So when it finally gets back, authorities go to the ranch. And when they get to the ranch, Sanford stalls them, and stalls them, and stalls them. I mean, he stalls them for a good 2 hours. After 2 hours, he reveals to them that Gordon has fled. He's fled into the trees, and he was told if he did not stall, he would be shot by Gordon with a rifle from the trees. So basically, he is stalling and stalling to make sure that Gordon gets far enough away that he cannot shoot him. Yes. And Sanford at this time is about 13. Yes.
Going through all of that.
Yes. He's young. So authorities start going through the ranch. And they end up finding 3 shallow graves. Now, none of the graves contained complete bodies. And there's some speculation there. There are some theories that Gordon used quicklime to basically destroy the bodies so they wouldn't be found. Another theory is that Gordon and his mother, Sarah, got tipped off before the authorities came. And they dug up their victims and they took them into the desert and better disposed of them.
His mother?
His mother. His mother was complicit. So as they start investigating Gordon Northcott, they realize that he potentially has over 20 victims. Now, not all of these victims were murdered. he was using the chicken coops and Sanford, his 13-year-old nephew, to lure boys to the ranch where he would abuse them and in most cases release them, with 4 known exceptions. The first one is the headless body that is found in the road. Sanford would later tell authorities that he was instructed to burn the head and then crush it so it could not be found. And it is believed to be of a Mexican immigrant, an undocumented immigrant. 2 of those graves would belong to 10 and 12-year-old Nelson and Lewis Winslow, and the third is believed to belong to Walter Collins. Now, Sarah Northcott, Gordon's mother, would actually confess to helping Gordon kill Walter Collins, stating that he had essentially seen too much and he could not be released. She would be sentenced to life in prison, and Gordon would be sentenced to execution. So he was sentenced to hang. So Gordon Northcott would be executed at the age of 23. He committed all of his crimes in between the ages of 18 and 23. He was very young when all of this happened. So Wineville would later in 1930 change its name to Miraloma, California, to try and kind of separate itself from the Wineville chicken coop murders. But I just wanted to add this in here as a little side note, just because when I'm talking about these dates, 1924 and then him being found out in 1928, 4 years after he moved to California, and dying in 1930, it seems like it was so long ago, like such a long time ago. But his nephew, Sanford Clark, actually didn't pass away until 1991. So he was alive until 1991, which I feel like kind of makes it seem a little
closer.
Yes.